I trusted my roommate more than anyone. We shared food, rent, and even secrets. But one day, I opened my bank account and realized thousands of dollars were missing. At first I thought it was a mistake, but then I discovered something that made my blood run cold. My roommate had been stealing from me for months. And what I did next, let's just say, he will never forget it. 3 years ago, I moved to a new city for work. It was exciting, but also terrifying. New job, new apartment, no friends. The only person I knew was my roommate, Jake. Jake seemed like a great guy. He was funny, outgoing, and always cracking jokes. We met through a roommate website and decided to split rent for a small 2-bedroom apartment. At first, everything was perfect. We watched movies together, ordered pizza on weekends, and sometimes stayed up late playing video games. Honestly, I thought I had found the perfect roommate. But slowly little things started to feel off. One day I came home from work and noticed something strange. My bedroom door was slightly open. I always kept it closed. At first I didn't think much about it. Maybe Jake accidentally opened it. But when I walked inside, something felt different. My desk drawer was slightly pulled out, and my laptop had been moved. Again, I ignored it. I told myself I was probably overthinking. But then it happened again, and again, and again. Each time, something small was out of place. My headphones, my wallet, even my jacket. It felt like someone had been going through my stuff. But I didn't want to accuse Jake without proof. So I stayed quiet. That turned out to be a huge mistake. A few weeks later, I checked my bank account, and my heart nearly stopped. $2,000 were gone. Just gone. I immediately called the bank. They told me the money had been transferred through an online payment service. But here's the thing. I never made that transfer. I changed my password instantly, and I assumed maybe someone hacked my account. But then something strange happened. 2 weeks later, another $1,500 disappeared. Now I knew something was very wrong. I checked the login history on my account, and that's when I saw it. Every time money disappeared, the login came from my apartment's Wi-Fi network, which meant one thing. The thief was inside my home, and there was only one other person living there, Jake. At this point I had two options. I could confront Jake immediately, or I could wait and gather proof. I chose the second option, because if Jake was really stealing from me, I wanted to make sure he couldn't lie his way out of it. So I started paying close attention to everything. His behavior, his schedule, his spending, and something quickly became obvious. Jake suddenly had a lot more money than before. He started ordering expensive food every night. He bought a brand new gaming console, and one day he even came home with designer sneakers. That's when I remembered something. Jake had told me he was struggling financially. He could barely afford rent. So where was all this money coming from? Deep down, I already knew the answer, but I needed proof. The next weekend, I bought a small hidden camera online. Nothing fancy, just something small enough to hide on a bookshelf. I placed it in my room, pointing directly at my desk and laptop. Then I waited. 2 days later, something happened. I left for work like usual, but halfway through the day, curiosity got the best of me. So I checked the camera footage from my phone, and what I saw made my stomach drop. Jake walked straight into my room. He closed the door behind him. Then he sat down at my desk, opened my laptop, and started typing. He stayed there for almost 20 minutes, scrolling, clicking, typing. When he finally left, he looked around the room nervously before closing the door. I felt a mixture of anger and disbelief. My own roommate had been secretly using my laptop, but it got worse, much worse. That night, I checked my bank account again. Another transfer had been made, $800, and the timestamp matched exactly when Jake was in my room. That was the moment everything clicked. Jake wasn't just snooping around. He had somehow gotten access to my banking information, and he had been slowly stealing from me for months. At that point, I was furious. But instead of confronting him, I decided to do something smarter, something he would never expect. I decided to plan the perfect revenge. If Jake thought he was smarter than me, he was about to learn a very painful lesson. I started by changing all my passwords, bank accounts, email, everything. Then I created something new, a fake banking account on my laptop. It looked completely real. The balance showed $25,000, but the account was actually empty. Next, I made sure Jake would find it. I left my laptop unlocked on my desk, with the fake account page open, just waiting. Then I left the apartment, and the camera started recording. About an hour later, Jake walked into my room again, just like before. He sat down at my desk and immediately noticed the banking page on my screen. I could see his eyes widen. He leaned closer, reading the numbers. $25,000. For a moment, he just stared. Then he smiled. A greedy, excited smile. He started typing on my laptop again, trying to transfer the money. Exactly like I expected. But what Jake didn't know was that this time, I had set up something special. Every time he attempted the transfer, the website automatically recorded everything. His face, his actions, his attempts. I now had perfect evidence. But I wasn't done yet. Not even close. The next day, I acted completely normal. Jake was sitting on the couch playing video games. "Hey man," he said casually. "Did you see the game last night?" I nodded. But inside I was boiling with anger. I already knew what he did, and I knew he would try again. So that night, I set the trap. I told Jake I was going out with coworkers, but instead of leaving, I waited in my car outside the apartment, watching, waiting, and about 30 minutes later, the lights in my bedroom turned on. Jake had taken the bait again. This time, I didn't watch through the camera. I walked straight inside the apartment. Quietly, slowly. When I reached my bedroom door, I pushed it open. Jake was sitting at my desk, my laptop in front of him, trying to transfer the fake $25,000. He looked up, and his face turned completely white. "Dude, I can explain," he stammered. But I just stared at him. Then I said something he didn't expect. "I know." Jake froze. "What do you mean?" I pulled out my phone and showed him the camera footage. Every single time he entered my room. Every single time he accessed my laptop. Every single time he tried to steal from me. Jake's hands started shaking. He knew he was caught. Jake started begging. Literally begging. "Please don't call the police," he said. "I'll pay you back." But here's the thing. The money he stole was already spent. He admitted it himself. On clothes, food, and video games. So I told him the truth. I already called the police. And right on cue, there was a knock on the door. Jake's face went pale. 2 officers walked into the apartment. I handed them the footage. The bank records. Everything. Jake didn't even try to argue. He knew it was over. Jake was arrested that night. Turns out he had stolen over $5,000 from me. The court later ordered him to repay the money. But the real punishment was something else. He lost his job. He lost the apartment. And most of his friends stopped talking to him. All because he thought he could secretly steal from someone who trusted him. Looking back now, the craziest part isn't the money. It's the betrayal. I trusted Jake. I let him live in my home. And he used that trust to steal from me. But in the end, he got exactly what he deserved. Because sometimes, the best revenge isn't yelling. It isn't fighting. It's simply letting the truth come out. And when it did, Jake's entire world fell apart. And that's the story of how my roommate thought he could steal from me and get away with it. But in the end, karma caught up with him. Now I'm curious, what would you have done in this situation? Would you have confronted him immediately or planned a revenge like this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy real crazy stories like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable stories from Reddit. Trust me, the next story might be even crazier. Thanks for watching.